Now, new numbers show promising results on the war on drugs.
Yeah, the New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene report that drug overdose deaths fell in 2023 by about 1%. The first such decrease in 4 years. Also encouraging, the first quarter of 2024 saw the lowest number of overdose deaths since 2020. Still, the provisional data shows 616 people did lose their lives.
And the Bronx Borough president says opioid overdose deaths in the borough remain high, with residents disproportionately impacted by this epidemic. Pix 11's Eliezer Marte joining us now to explain how this crisis has infiltrated open-air drug markets and communities in the Bronx and across the city.
Yeah, good evening to you both. So let's put this into context. In September, we went down to Melrose Avenue between East 149th and 150th Streets in the Bronx. Look at this video here. This is what we observed, an abundance of people injecting themselves with what appeared to be illegal substances. Others were acting erratically. Now, following that report, we received numerous of messages from the viewers. These are some of these messages telling us about similar situations in their neighborhoods. We identify over a dozen locations across the city experiencing this problem. So we took our findings, or your concerns, we did that, and then we took it to the mayor's office, the NYPD, and other elected officials, and we got some answers. At the entrance to the Lincoln Tunnel in Midtown, a man screams for Narcan to be used on this individual who appears to be having an overdose. Over by Jerome Avenue and Kingsbridge Road in the Bronx. Yeah, you guys stay here all day? We met Jose. He was accompanied by who he says is his cousin, but the man was unconscious and couldn't speak. For Council Member Diana Ayala, this is a crisis that hits home.
I just lost my brother a little over a month ago to an overdose.
In Washington Heights, we found these men seemingly passed out at a park on 170th and Broadway.
See a lot of people on the floor, ambulance coming picking people up.
And a similar situation by the 125th Metro North Station on 116th Street and at Tompkins Square Park in the East Village.
A 26-year-old boy fall dead out of the porta potty, overdose, fentanyl.
In September, we visited Melrose Avenue in the Bronx with Representative Richie Torres, who has sent this letter to Mayor Adams asking for the city to take action. 9 weeks later, the problem remains.
He is the mayor. He has the authority to deploy health and police officials to dismantle the open-air drug market.
And we're working hand-in-hand with our the Bronx DA, the Honorable Daughtry Clark, and the local narcotics team in that area to try to eradicate the open-air drug use that you see, that you're talking about.
NYPD Deputy Commissioner of Operations Kaz Daughtry telling Pix 11 News the department is putting in the work, but that it takes time.
Just because you may not see the change that you may wish or desire so quickly, it takes a while for us to build a case on certain areas throughout the city.
Ayala says fentanyl is making the crisis even worse.
So what would you say is the root of this problem?
We're not addressing the drug dealing that's coming into the community effectively, and so the drugs are too readily available. Where you had, drug enforcement officers that were primarily, securing and making sure that these drugs are not coming into our boroughs, those officers were now redirected to guns, right? Because we saw a spike in gun violence.
We always welcome more personnel, but we believe we have adequate personnel, enough to get the job done, and we will get the job done.
Under what circumstances can the NYPD make an arrest?
Give us a couple of weeks and you're going to be happy with the results.
As a mother of two, Samantha, who lives near Tompkins Square Park, will be anxiously waiting for those results.
They watch people slumped over at the park, they watch people, and they be looking.
Adding to that, the dangers of discarded syringes.
We had 2 children last summer before the end of school year get pricked with a needle that they found in the back, in the playground.
Ayala showing us some of the ones that she picks up herself on a regular basis.
We passed a local law that would create a pilot program, a buyback program for syringe litter, a desperate attempt to try to get the administration to say, well, we have a better plan. 3 years after the fact, the law still hasn't been implemented.
What would you say is stopping the mayor from approving this pilot program?
I have no idea. You would have to ask the mayor that.
And we did. We requested an interview with the mayor to ask him about that and about a tangible plan to eradicate the open-air drug markets. We were redirected to the NYPD, but never got an answer back.
This is really, the perfect storm of a lot of things that have gone wrong.
The NYPD, however, saying change may be coming soon.
There's a plan in place that's happening as we speak.
And only time will tell. Meanwhile, the mayor promised 3 more safe injection sites by 2025. But council member Ayala argues safe injection sites are undermined by dealers across from them that are selling drugs.
This is a very complicated problem to deal with. I know you didn't hear from the mayor directly in your piece, but I know his team watches this broadcast. Yeah. So I hope that perhaps he'll sit down with you and we can continue to follow this, because this is a big issue.
Well, let's see what the NYPD does too, right?
Yeah.
That jar of the used needles, that's a stark image that says it all. Okay.